You notice it on a Tuesday, not because you're rich, not because your life suddenly changes, but because your card doesn't decline. And honestly, that's already weird enough, because your account is usually hanging on for dear life. You're 28 years old, you work food delivery apps, wait tables 3 nights a week, and occasionally sell random junk on Facebook Marketplace whenever rent gets too close. Your checking account lives in a constant state of $43.12 available, sometimes less, sometimes terrifying. So when you buy a gas station energy drink and your balance says $8,492.33, you just stare at the screen. Bro, what? You blink. Refresh. Still there. You actually look around the gas station like someone's filming a prank video. The cashier is just chewing gum. Some dude in pajama pants is losing lottery tickets beside the coffee machine. Nobody cares. Meanwhile, your heart is trying to uninstall itself. You open your banking app again. Checking. $8,492.33. Saving. $112.04. You whisper, "What the hell?" You immediately assume identity theft, or a bank error, or maybe you somehow accidentally committed fraud in your sleep. You call the bank. The woman on the phone sounds exhausted before you even speak. "Thank you for calling." "Yeah, hi, there's money in my account?" Pause. "Sir?" "No, like too much money." You hear typing, more typing. Then, everything appears normal. Normal? Normal? You almost laugh. There's literally $8,000 in there. "Yes, sir, that is the available balance." Available. Not pending. Not processing. Available. You spend the next hour convinced armed federal agents are about to rappel through your apartment windows. But they don't. Nothing happens. And slowly, your brain starts doing something dangerous. You start thinking, what if it's mine? At first, you're responsible. Annoyingly responsible. You pay rent early. You pay off your credit card. You finally fix the weird grinding sound your car makes every time you turn left. You even buy groceries without calculating every item like you're defusing a bomb. Life suddenly feels lighter. For the first time in years, you're breathing normally. Then 3 days later, you check your account again. $11,703.09. You freeze. No. That's impossible. You know how much you spent. You know the number should be lower. Instead, it's higher. You start sweating. You check transactions. Nothing weird. No deposits, no names, no transfers. The money is just growing, like a plant, a deeply concerning financial plant. You refresh again. $11,703.10. It changes while you're staring at it. You nearly throw your phone across the room. Nah. You sit up in bed. Refresh. $11,703.12. Refresh. $11,703.15. Every refresh adds cents, tiny amounts, but constantly, like a live stream viewer count, except it's money, your money. You don't sleep that night. You just stare at your bank app in the dark, like a raccoon discovering electricity. The next morning, it's at $13,000. By the weekend, $21,000. And now you've got a problem. Because suddenly, your brain starts making suggestions. Terrible suggestions. You should buy a gaming PC. You should upgrade your apartment. You should order DoorDash twice in one day. Dangerous thoughts. You tell yourself you'll stay humble. That lasts approximately 48 hours. A month later, you have a luxury apartment, a new car, an expensive espresso machine you don't know how to use, and a fridge containing exclusively energy drinks, protein shakes, and sauces. Your friends are suspicious immediately, because one day you're asking to split appetizers. The next day you're paying for everybody. Bro, what do you do now? You panic, because you genuinely don't know. You can't exactly say, yeah, my bank account's haunted. So instead you lie. Crypto. Everyone believes crypto. Nobody understands crypto. Perfect crime. Your friend Tyler nods immediately. Yeah, that tracks. Tyler would believe raccoons built the pyramids if you sounded confident enough. But the money keeps growing. Faster now. Way faster. Every hour adds hundreds, then thousands. You stop checking constantly because it genuinely freaks you out. But curiosity always wins. You'll wake up at 3 a.m. and look. $48,000. Then later, $52,000. Then, $58,000. No explanation, no source, no end. You start becoming terrified of your own phone. Then you make the biggest mistake of your life. You post about it. Not directly. You're not that stupid. But one night you tweet, "Imagine if your bank account just kept increasing forever, LOL." And the tweet goes viral. Millions of views, thousands of comments. Most are jokes, but some are weird, like, "He finally noticed," or "It always starts slow," or "Don't let it hit 7 figures." Those comments ruin your entire week. You try replying to one account, gone, deleted. You search usernames, nothing. You tell yourself it's trolls, just internet weirdos being creepy. But deep down, your stomach feels wrong. Because part of you knows something is deeply broken. And it gets worse. Because now the money starts changing your life in ways you didn't expect. People treat you differently. Your family suddenly calls more. Friends invite you places constantly. Random girls start replying to your stories. Your landlord becomes weirdly polite. Even restaurant staff smile harder. And the grossest part? You realize you like it. You like the respect. You like not worrying. You like feeling important. For the first time in your life, people listen when you talk. Money doesn't just buy stuff, it buys gravity. You walk into rooms differently now. And that realization scares you more than the growing balance. Because you were always the invisible friend before. The backup plan. The maybe next time person. Now suddenly everybody sees you. And it's addictive. 3 months later, you cross $1 million. You don't celebrate. You feel sick. Because at this point, the money's growing thousands per minute. You're terrified someone's eventually coming for it. There has to be consequences. There always are. Nothing this good comes free. Then one night, you finally see it. You're staring at your account. The number rises again. $1,204,882.44. Then suddenly, the app glitches. Just for half a second, but you catch it. Instead of your account number, you see a sentence. A single sentence. Do not let it reach 10 million. Then it disappears. You stop breathing. Your hands go numb. You refresh instantly. Normal again. You call customer support immediately. The guy sounds confused. No, sir, we don't see any messages. You know what you saw. You didn't imagine it. You stop spending after that. Cold turkey. You cancel subscriptions. You stop posting online. You barely leave your apartment. Because suddenly, this doesn't feel lucky anymore. It feels alive. And every day, the number climbs faster. $2 million. $3 million. $4 million. You start searching online obsessively. You type things like, bank account growing by itself, money increasing paranormal, financial curse symptoms, which, by the way, makes you sound clinically insane. Nothing useful comes up, except one Reddit thread, posted 9 years ago. Title, does anyone else remember the growing account thing? Only 3 comments, 2 deleted, 1 remaining. If it chooses you, spend as much as possible before it matures. Matures? What does that even mean? You try messaging the account. Inactive. Of course. Everything about this feels designed to make you spiral. And it works. You stop sleeping normally. Every sound in your apartment feels wrong. Every unknown number calling your phone makes your heart explode. Then the dreams start. Same dream every night. You're standing in a massive empty bank vault, and the money keeps piling higher around you. Bills pouring endlessly from the ceiling, filling the room. Higher, higher. until eventually you can't move, can't breathe. And right before the money covers your face, you hear someone whisper, "Greed always finishes growing." Then you wake up sweating every single night. The account reaches $7 million. That's when the first death happens. Your old coworker Marcus crashes his car. You weren't close, but you knew him. And at first it feels unrelated, until you remember something horrifying. The night before he died, you paid for his dinner with the account. You start connecting dots. Every major purchase, every person around you, bad things start happening afterward. A breakup, a job loss, a house fire. Tiny coincidences, probably coincidences, right? But once your brain sees a pattern, you can't unsee it. Now every dollar feels radioactive. You stop touching the money completely, but it keeps growing anyway. $8 million, $8.5 million, $9 million. You become obsessed with stopping it. You try withdrawing everything in cash. The account refills. You try donating millions anonymously. The balance replaces itself overnight. You buy random garbage online just to drain it. Doesn't matter. It always comes back, growing faster, like it's approaching something final. Then one night, the balance hits $9,999,999.99 and freezes. No movement, no increase. You sit perfectly still, your apartment silent except for your breathing. Then, $10 million and 0 cents. Your lights shut off instantly, pitch black. Your phone vibrates, unknown caller. You answer slowly, static. Then a voice says, "You should have spent more." Call ends. The power comes back, and your banking app, $0. Every account, every card, everything gone. Not frozen, gone. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is the notifications. Hundreds. Texts, missed calls, news alerts. You open social media. Your stomach drops. Your name is everywhere. Apparently, overnight, someone transferred $10 million through dozens of accounts tied to international fraud investigations. And somehow, it all traces back to you. Your face is on the news. Your old tweets are everywhere. People online are calling you a criminal mastermind. You sit there, shaking, because you know the truth. You didn't steal anything. But there's no way to explain what actually happened without sounding completely insane. "Officer, the cursed magic bank account did it." "Yeah, okay, sure." You hear sirens outside, getting closer. You look out the apartment window. Police lights. Your phone buzzes one final time. Unknown number. One text. The balance has transferred successfully. Then another message appears underneath. A new account number. Not yours. Someone else's. And below it, current balance, $14.72. Then, $14.73. $14.74. $14.75. Growing. Again. The sirens stop directly outside your apartment building. Blue and red lights flash through your blinds like lightning. Your chest tightens so hard it physically hurts. You're done. This is it. You're about to become a Netflix documentary called The Crypto Phantom of Missouri. You can already hear the YouTube thumbnails. Your phone keeps vibrating non-stop. Texts from family, friends, people you haven't spoken to since middle school, suddenly acting like CNN reporters. Tyler sends, "Bro, why are you on the news?" You don't answer. You can barely breathe. Outside, car doors slam shut. Heavy footsteps. Your brain starts speedrunning every possible prison scenario. You wonder if inmates would respect you more if you explained the haunted bank account immediately or waited a few days. Then, bang, bang, bang. "Federal agents, open the door." Your soul leaves your body. You somehow walk to the door using legs that no longer feel government approved. You open it slowly. 3 agents, dark jackets, dead serious expressions. One of them immediately says, "You need to come with us." And honestly, fair enough. 2 hours later, you're sitting inside a gray interrogation room that smells like printer paper and depression. Nobody's offered you water. Nobody's offered you anything. An older agent sits across from you flipping through documents, photos, bank records, transfers, your face, your tweets, that stupid tweet. You mentally punch your past self. The agent finally looks up. "Would you like to explain how $10 million connected to international cybercrime passed through accounts associated with your identity?" You stare at him, then laugh nervously, because the truth sounds so insane that your brain genuinely refuses to say it out loud. "I know this sounds crazy. Usually does. My bank account started growing." Silence. The agent blinks slowly. "Growing? Yes. You mean interest?" "No, like aggressively." You realize halfway through explaining it that you sound like a man being interviewed outside a UFO crash. The younger agent in the corner is visibly trying not to laugh. But then, something changes. The older agent stops writing. "Tell me exactly when it started." You pause, because suddenly his tone sounds different. Not skeptical, concerned. You explain everything. The gas station, the glitch, the messages, the comments online, the frozen 10 million, the voice on the phone, all of it. The room goes quiet. The older agent leans back slowly, then says something that completely detonates your nervous system. You're the fourth one. You stop breathing. "What?" He slides a file across the table. Inside are photos. 3 people, different ages, different states, different years, all smiling in social media pictures beside expensive cars, luxury apartments, designer clothes, and every single one ended with fraud investigations, disappearances, deaths. Your stomach flips. "What is this?" The agent rubs his eyes. "We think someone's running a long-term financial manipulation operation online." "What does that even mean?" "We think they choose random financially struggling people, then use illegally generated money to inflate their accounts slowly." Your brain struggles to keep up. "So somebody hacked me?" "Not exactly." The agent points at one of the photos, a woman around your age, smiling beside a Lamborghini. She claimed the money appeared randomly too. "What happened to her?" The room gets quiet again. "She vanished 3 years ago." "Absolutely not." "Nope." Your fight or flight response immediately files for resignation. Then the younger agent suddenly rushes into the room. "You need to see this." They bring you into another office. Monitors everywhere. Financial records, IP traces, maps. It looks like every hacker movie ever made, except everybody's more tired. One agent points at a screen. "Your account just activated again." Your stomach drops. "What?" On the monitor, current balance, $27.11, $27.12, $27.13. Growing. Again. "But they emptied it." "Not they," the older agent says quietly. "He." Another screen appears. Security footage. A man sitting at a computer station somewhere dark, face hidden. Dozens of monitors around him. Financial networks moving in real time. Millions of dollars shifting between accounts like water. The older agent points. "We've been tracking him for years." "Who is he?" "No confirmed identity." The younger agent says, "Online communities call him the gardener." "The what?" "Because he plants accounts." That is the most terminally online criminal name you've ever heard. But right now, not funny. The agents explain everything. The growing accounts aren't magic, they're bait. The gardener launders stolen money through random, ordinary people, slowly, carefully, making the victims addicted to the growth, making them spend it publicly, post about it, normalize it. Then eventually, when the balance reaches the target number, he dumps massive fraudulent transfers through the account all at once, making the victim look guilty. Every previous victim panicked, ran, disappeared, which made them look even more guilty. But why me? The older agent shrugs. You were desperate. That one hurts, because it's true. You think about all the nights stressing over rent, all the humiliation, all the exhaustion. You wanted relief so badly you ignored every red flag. And honestly, most people would have. Then another agent suddenly shouts, "We got movement." The screens explode with activity, transfers, routing paths, live account movements. The gardener's moving money again, fast, and somehow he's still connected to your account. The younger agent turns towards you. He thinks you're going to panic like the others. What happens if I do? He disappears again. The room goes silent. Then the older agent asks, "Do you want to help us catch him?" You immediately answer, "No. Absolutely not. You are not becoming Cyber Batman." But then you think about the missing woman, the ruined lives, the fact that your face is already all over the internet. And honestly, you're cooked either way. So eventually you whisper, "Okay." The next 12 hours feel unreal. Agents monitor your account while you pretend online that everything's normal. You post on social media, act rich, act careless, act exactly like the gardener expects. It physically pains you, especially when people comment, "Bro definitely scams people." Meanwhile, federal agents are tracking every movement behind the scenes. Your account climbs again, $80,000, $120,000, $300,000. The transfers accelerate. The agents explain he's preparing another major dump. Then, finally, a location pings. Chicago, an abandoned office building. The room erupts instantly, agents moving everywhere, phones ringing. The older agent looks at you. "We got him." The raid makes national news. Turns out the gardener wasn't some supernatural genius, just a deeply deranged hacker who became obsessed with testing human greed. He'd stolen billions through crypto fraud, banking exploits, fake investment systems, and laundering networks. And your account was supposed to be his biggest transfer yet. But because you stayed, because you didn't run, they finally traced him in real time. The internet completely flips overnight. Yesterday, you're a criminal. Today, wait, this guy helped the FBI? People online act like they never doubted you for a second, which is insane, because receipts absolutely exist. Tyler texts, "Bro, you're basically Batman." You ignore him, but then something unexpected happens. The government returns the remaining money tied legally to your account. Not all of it. Most was stolen money recovered from fraud victims. But the legitimate gains, the legal settlement, the whistleblower compensation from helping catch the gardener, it's still several $1,000,000. Real money. Yours. Actually yours. No glitches, no cursed messages, no anonymous calls. Just yours. And honestly, that's the weirdest part. Because after all the chaos, you suddenly don't know how to feel. You expected freedom to feel louder, more cinematic. Instead, it feels quiet, peaceful. You buy a normal house, nothing insane. You help your parents, pay off debts, disappear from social media mostly. And for the first time in your adult life, you stop checking your bank app every 20 minutes. Because now, the number finally stays still. And weirdly enough, that's what finally makes you feel safe.